All right. We're here with NCCU head coach Jerry Mack after another victory, a hard-fought victory on the road against Hampton. Can you take us through that ball game?
Like you said, a very hard-fought victory. We overcame a lot of obstacles within the course of that game in order to try to come out on top with a win. Defensively, I was really proud of. Our guys came to play on the defense side of the football. They held Hampton to no touchdowns, only 2 field goals. Offensively, we did just enough to figure out a way to win the football game. I thought Jason Murphy came to play on Saturday, did some really extraordinary things for the second week in a row. So just was overall very proud of the performance that our team displayed. Special teams did some good things as well. Nathaniel Tilkey became an all-time leading punter in the school history, and also, too, completed a fake punt. Yeah, so that was very impressive from him. But overall, we just did a really good job, and hard-fought victory. We came to play and won the game.
Talk about that Tilkey fake punt. This is his first career pass attempt. Hadn't even tried that before. So was it something that you guys have been working on? Did you see something particular the way Hampton was set up, or what led to that call?
We did. Coach Chris Schultz came to me earlier in the week, and he asked about potentially a fake punt because he identified some things within their punt return unit or their punt block team that we thought we could take advantage of. We worked it a lot all week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and we wanted to call it in the first half of the football game, but we finally got an opportunity to call it in the second half, and it just happened to be wide open. And Ramon Simpson did a great job of executing as well. You know, sometimes when you're wide open like that, a lot of people take that for granted. Like that's an easy catch to make, but that's one of the hardest catches to make because nobody's around.
So you're going to pencil Tilkey in as the third-string quarterback now? Has he been asking you for that?
You know, he may have a role. You just never know with this team.
And the team didn't score on that possession, but they did use clock, and that came in handy as it came down to the final seconds with Devontae Reynolds getting his second interception of the game. Talk about his play.
Well, Devontae's been just great this year. You know, anytime the ball's around in his area, he finds a way to come up with a big play, find a way to come up with an interception. That last play of the game, he sealed a victory for us. Earlier in the game, he was able to pick one off as well. The ball was thrown straight to him. I think he's like tied right now for one of the national leaders in interceptions in the country. And that's no easy task. You know, the things that he's been doing on the defense side of the ball, not only as far as getting turnovers, but also to his defensive play, has really been good for us this year.
Right here, Coach. Will this be the hardest week to keep your team focused as far as not looking ahead, as you know, with what could be in play with you guys getting the win this week? Will this be the hardest week for you to keep your guys focused?
I think it's a really hard week, but I don't think it has anything to do with what lies ahead in a couple of weeks. I think it's more so with this team itself and Bethune-Cookman presents. Probably one of the most overall best teams that we played this entire season. When you talk about their speed and their explosive and the type of athletes that they have on the opposite side of the field, it is going to present a huge challenge for us to go out there and win that game.
Coach, you've won a lot of close games this year, it's been very difficult. Does that help you guys in the long run, knowing that these guys can pull out those close games in the future games?
It does. We always have confidence as far as what we feel like we can do if we get the game to the fourth quarter. We won games in the fourth quarter. We haven't had a lot of just convincing victories this year, but our team has a heart of champions. That's what we always talk about. And no matter how much time is on the scoreboard, we always feel like we can come away with a victory.
Coach, the last 2 games after your defeat to Norfolk State, you played a couple games now. How has been the focus of your teams of what you had talked about after that loss?
Well, you can see the focus and the intensity of our team has really changed, and I'm really pleased with our intensity on game day. It seems like on Saturday they wake up with a sense of urgency and they wake up with a sense of purpose to go out there and execute the game plan to the best of their ability, and that's what I'm most pleased with right now. It's not easy winning a football game, and these guys practice throughout the week, and they go for it out there on Saturday, and they give us everything we got. And as a coach, you can't be more pleased with that kind of effort.
Seems like Bethune-Cookman has been one of those teams that's been, one of those hard teams to play. They've been in bugaboo for Central here. Just talk about them, what this could present here.
Like I said before, a very explosive team. Just a team that has talented athletes all over the field. We played them, every year since I've been here. The last 3 years, we've lost to them twice. We beat them last year, but we know that's going to be a battle. When we go play Bethune-Cookman, we're going to have to, put our hard hat on. It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be a battle to the end, and just like most of all the games we've been playing this year.
Coach, senior day, how emotional is that? First of all, for you and the coaching staff, you've had these guys for 4 years, and then for the players too, I imagine it's a pretty special day.
It is. I think we've only got 1 or 2 players that were here before we came here on the roster right now. Everybody else we recruited or we put our hands on, and it's going to be a very emotional day. But at the end of the day, the guys got to go out there. They got to put those emotions to the side, and they got to wipe those tears away and go out there and try to win a football game.
Where are you guys at when it comes to your chemistry at this point of the season and what it's going to take to get a MEAC championship as far as this team gelling together and being at that point where, is the communication on point on the field now? Like, do they have that type of chemistry that they need to finish the season out strong to get the championship?
Well, I think as a coach, you will always like a little bit better chemistry, a little bit more communication. But overall, I would say we're doing a really good job. Defensively, we've been playing at an extremely high level. Offensively, we knew we were going to have some challenges or some struggles before the season even began, because we knew we were going to be breaking in a new quarterback, a new offensive line. But they've done a good job of gelling. And at the end of the day, we're playing for we're in the championship talks here late in November with 2 games left. There's a lot of teams in the country right now that are not in those conversations. There are a lot of teams in the country that those conversations was over with back in October. So at the end of the day, we've been playing good enough to win games. Our chemistry has been good enough to come out victorious, and we just have to try to figure it out for the next 2 weeks to try to figure out, especially in the next 6-7 days, about how to keep that going.
Your team has been 10-1 in the month of November since you took over here. What has been your secret to success in late in the season?
Well, I think it's more so our young people. Our players have really taken hold on trying to win championships. They really take pride in that. And championship month is November. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago at the beginning of the month. We knew it was going to have to take. This is a little bit different path than we've taken the last few years. We have some of our most challenging games in the month of November. This is probably the most difficult month that we've ever had here in the last 3 years. But when you're a champion and when you've been in those situations before, you try to figure out a way to overcome that adversity. And that's what we've been doing a really good job of this year. We've been overcoming a lot of adversity in order to find ways to win football games. So this month or these last 3 weeks of the season or whatnot, they're really no different.
For 4 years now or so, you guys have been the league bully. I mean, how hard is it as a coach and as a staff, as a team to go into these games knowing that you're getting everybody's best shot?
Well, I think the biggest thing we've done is we've talked to the team about that before the season ever began. We knew going into this season, with all the hype and all the expectations, that we were going to get everybody's best. And we took that as a challenge. And so far, we're still in contention. We're not out of contention as far as being potentially a champion in the league. So, we took that and we ran with it. Our young men know what's at stake. They understand how important this month is. They understand how important this game is overall to the grand scheme of things. So we embraced that, and we've done well with it so far.
Got one of your seniors, Jaquan Smith, here today. Just talk about Jaquan and what he's meant to the program.
Jaquan is the heart and soul of our entire defense for the most part. He's a young man that's been a 4-year starter for us. He started pretty much every game since we walked in the door. He's been able to overcome some adversity in his life. And also, too, he's a graduate. And that's one thing that we always pride ourselves in is having graduates on our field that's being leaders as well. He's been playing extraordinary football, throughout the course of the year, not just this year. You can go back to 2-3 years down the road. Some of the things that he's been able to do as a player and developing as a player, he's one of the premier defensive linemen, I feel like, in our entire conference.
We're here with senior defensive tackle Jaquan Smith. Jaquan, why don't you take us through the last ball game up at Hampton? It was a hard-fought game, but a victory for the Eagles.
Yeah, going into the games, you'll never expect to just pull out an easy win. We knew it would be hard coming into the game, but one thing we dwell at defense is basically coming in, pushing forward and keeping it going. And as a team, we knew we had to come in and basically keep fighting, and that's what we did.
And defense was key. You had a deflection that turned into a touchdown, and you made a couple other big plays during the game. Take us through the touchdown by Kawan Cox.
When I came in, I redirected off of the tackle going down, the guard going down, and what it was, I just put my hands up as he was throwing the ball, and I deflected it, and I looked around, I'm looking around, I'm like, what a ball, what a ball. I see Kawan Cox catch the interception and just return it in for a touchdown, and that was a big one for the defense.
So the game's final drive, Hampton has the ball. They're driving down the field looking to tie the ball game. What was the message to the defensive unit at that point?
When it came in, it was bend but don't break. As a defense, we was looking to keep going And the message always is, if they go down, even if they're on the 5-yard line, hold your heads up high, bend but don't break as a defense.
What kind of football do you have to play in the month of November to repeat as 4-time defending MEAC champions?
Championship football. It ain't like we ain't been here before. 3 years in a row we have competed for a MEAC championship. And all we got to do is just go ahead, practice hard, and increase our focus and intensity, and it'll be okay.
What's it been like through these years with the other teams coming in? They know that you guys are they want to beat you guys so bad because you guys are beating everybody. But what's it been like going into each game knowing that you guys are the ones being hunted?
Say the truth, it's been like that all my years here. But as I say, that's the champion. That's what comes with being a champion. And as we take that and we continue to keep our head high, we just got to continue to wear that title on our shoulders. We've been here before once again.
Off of all the talent that you guys lost off of last year's team, are you surprised at all to be at this point? You know what I mean? Once again, going into the first week of November, and you guys are still 2 wins away from another MEAC championship. What does that say about this program that has been built here and how it's kind of got that reload type of mentality?
Like I said, we won 3 years in a row, as in competed for a MEAC championship, and going into the offseason, even though we lost a handful of guys that we'd love to have this year, we knew how hard we worked on the offseason, how hard we worked in season, and basically we wasn't going to let nobody take that from us. The brotherhood that we got here, as far as the defense, offense, special team, as this team, we just feel like nobody could beat us, and that's how we go continue to go about it.
But somebody did beat you, Norfolk State.
Yeah.
And then you had to regroup.
Yes, sir.
What's that been like since then?
As we took that loss, it was like a tough pill to swallow, like just the hard to swallow. We knew we hadn't lost that game, but we knew we were still into it to continue to compete for a championship. And as we kept our head high, and it's basically just we focus from here. No more losses. We're going to go ahead and give it all it takes.
Let's speak about Bethune-Cookman and the challenge that they'll provide for you guys. I mean, this isn't a team that you're not just going to walk over. You're going to have to earn it. Yeah. What are you guys seeing on film, or what do you know about this program, and what type of game they'll bring to you on Saturday?
Coming in from my freshman year of Bethune-Cookman, since we played Bethune-Cookman, it's been a tough challenge against Bethune-Cookman. But Bethune, they're a great team, not throwing nothing negative to them. But what we got to do, we got to come in once again, focus, and hard work at practice, and I feel like we'll be a good job.
You've been around for a while, so you've seen other, senior days. So how tough it is going to be when you walk out there, for your, when you walk out there for that last time, and then you got to strap it up and play a football game.
Very emotional. This is my last game playing at O'Kelly Reddick Stadium, and it's just like it came to the point I seen all the seniors ahead of me go. And I was never thinking like, okay, my time will come this quick. But now it's here. And when I walk out on that field, and I'm not just playing for me, my family, I'm playing for my family, me, the people who came before us, the coaches, the whole NCCU organization. And it's just like having that on my back, I feel like that's going to give me that extra oomph that I need to go out and that we need to go out and win the game with my brothers.
With this being senior day, last time out, Eagles rack up 5 sacks. D-line really got the job done. Can you reflect on what it's been like with you along with your defensive linemen over your years here at North Carolina Central?
It's been a good ride. Antonio Brown, my brother, Roderick, my brother, even Chris, even Kawan Cox have been having a terrific season. And Coach Bradley, the one that's leading us, and he always told us, big dogs lead the way, never steered us in the wrong direction. And I feel like my 4 years has been here. He always kept positive, and no matter what we went through, he always kept us up. And that's what, as this game going in, only thing it is, no new motto, big dogs lead the way, and that's what we got to go out and do.
Everybody knows who you play after this week, and I'm sure a lot of the alumni are probably focused on that. How do you guys not get caught up in that trap?
We won't get caught up in the trap because first task at hand is Bethune-Cookman, and that's what we got to do is we got to go out and take care of the first task at hand, and then after this task at hand, we'll focus our forward on the championship week, which is with A&T.
To piggyback off that question, I was going to ask something similar, but I'll take it a step further. Will this be the hardest week you guys have to focus on an opponent, considering what's on the line the following week if you take care of business on Saturday?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. So, yes, it will be the hardest week due to the fact of it is the only game we play this week, and due to the fact of if we win this game, we're playing for a championship, and not too many people say they can play for a championship, but we still in that talk about we can compete for a championship. So, yes, it will be one.
What's been your favorite part about playing football in O'Kelly-Riddick Stadium?
I'm going to miss it. Seeing the fans, running out, seeing the fans, seeing my family, just playing with my teammates and my brothers has been a terrific time at NCCU.
You're from Florida, so you're going to have a lot of family coming up?
Yeah, a lot of my dad, my mom, even my sons coming up. Oh, man. It's like emotional. See, an emotional week, going to the weight room, seeing my jersey hanging up, saying it's my last time at O'Kelly-Riddick Stadium. Man, Saturday can't come any quicker to play.
I was going to say, it seems like the emotions are hitting you already.
Yeah.
Jaquan, with you being one of the captains, being a senior, one of your responsibilities is to lead the team during the pregame stretch before the games.
Yeah.
Walk us through that. What's that experience like?
Coming out before the game, keeping the guys focused is my number one task at hand, letting them know how important this game is, and going through pregame stretch, getting the offense side ready. When you see the guys all fired up and screaming, O block, y'all ready, D block, y'all ready, and seeing everybody just ready to go out, it just continue to just keep me level-headed and keep my brothers intact. Just go ahead and ready to win the ball game.
So during that routine, are you going to have any special words, being that this is the last home game for 15 seniors?
I'm going to have special words each and every time I step the field. Even when practice comes today, I'm going to have some special words because this one is for the seniors. This one's for the marbles, actually, which is the championship week right here.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.